How to calculate and monitor your net worth. Periodically monitoring your net worth is a good way to get a quick snapshot as to whether or not you are improving your financial situation over time. Your net worth is simply what you own minus what you owe. What you own are your assets, and what you owe are your liabilities. We'll start with a simple example before we dig a little deeper. Let's suppose Jeremy wants to calculate his net worth. He'll start by listing all his assets. He has a $300,000 home, a $20,000 car, $5,000 in a checking account, and $15,000 in his tax-free savings account. Adding up all his assets, what he owns, comes to $340,000. Next, he'll list all his liabilities. He has a $200,000 balance remaining on his mortgage. His car loan has a balance of $15,000. He carries $3,000 on his credit cards from month to month, and he has a student loan of $27,000. Adding up all his liabilities, what he owes, comes to $245,000. Now, when we take what he owns, $340,000, and subtract what he owes, $245,000, Jeremy's net worth is $95,000. Now that we know the basics of calculating net worth, let's think about how we can use it. Perhaps once per year, Jeremy could recalculate his net worth to see if his financial situation is improving or not. The following year, his house has appreciated to $310,000, but his car is depreciated to $17,500. He still has $5,000 in his checking account, but he tapped into his TFSA and it's now empty. The new total for his assets is $332,500. He's reduced the balance owing on his mortgage to $190,000. The car loan is now $12,500, and he paid off his credit card by opening up a line of credit. He also used his line of credit to pay for a vacation and a new roof for the house, so the balance here is $20,000. His student loan is now $24,000, and his liabilities now total $246,500. His new net worth is $86,000, which is $9,000 worse than last year. Generally speaking, you'll want to focus on increasing your net worth during your working career by either increasing the value of the asset side or decreasing the value of the liability side. Here are a few more things to keep in mind. Number 1. Large assets may fluctuate in value and result in a decrease in net worth even though you're doing all the right things with managing your money. For example, the value of Jeremy's house may decrease by $20,000 in a year, which would be a drag on his net worth. The same could happen with a long-term investment portfolio, which can go up and down in value over the short term. Number 2. RRSPs, Registered Retirement Savings Plans, have a future tax liability attached to them. When you take money out of your RRSP or RIF, it's treated like income and subject to income tax. That means if your RRSP is worth $200,000, you likely won't get to spend $200,000. Some people choose to estimate the future tax liability on the liability side of the net worth calculation, while others ignore it. Number 3. It's possible to have a big house and fancy cars but have a low net worth because you owe a lot of money too. Similarly, it's possible to have a modest house and unremarkable cars and have a high net worth. It's impossible to judge this book by its cover, but knowing how to calculate and monitor your own net worth is a basic tool of financial literacy that you should understand.